Welcome to your body weight strength class. This is going to be 30 minutes of nonstop moving, focus on muscles. Grab water whenever you like. We're going to be doing repetition-based circuits. I guess they're not really called circuits, but when I start counting, I'm going to hopefully count to 16. For now, we're going to warm up, dropping into those squats. All right, so this is Fen, that's me, and we are working out through Wellness Blueprints, which is a virtual studio. I'm sure it has an address somewhere. So we're gonna warm up basically getting our hips pushing back and down, our glutes are engaging, and you should get some movement in your knees with quad supports, all right? You can go at any pace you like, you can go at any depth you like. For this entire workout, modify to what you want to do, what you can do. Find challenges. I'm just changing direction here. Find challenges, but make sure it's doable in a safe manner. All right, take those feet nice and wide. Shift side to side. Open up those hips. Nice side lunges. Want to try to keep your abs braced, chest lifted. And like I said earlier, stop, take water breaks at any time. In this 30 minutes, I'm really trying to cram as much as I can in 30 minutes. So we're gonna go from like an upper body exercise to a lower body exercise. While one muscle group is resting, the other is moving. So it's called active rest. We're not gonna stop and rest at any point until sort of near the end when we're stretching. Good, your toes and knees are turned out nice out to the corners, right? And our knees are always tracking in line with the toes. But we're gonna actually turn to the side wall, doesn't matter which one, and get into our nice stride length lunges. Bending the back knee downwards towards the floor, stopping at ankle height. Hitting, like I said, about 90 degrees. Chest stays lifted, vertical drop. Give me 4 more here. And let's face the other side. Or if you want, you can face the front. In fact, I'll face the front just to show you that our feet are about hip distance apart when we do these lunges. We're gonna do about 12 of these lunges. You're also stretching the leg, the back leg hip flexor. Oh, there's no music. Yeah, it's just my cueing. So play whatever music, rock and roll, dub, whatever music that really motivates you at home. That is all you. I'm gonna be doing verbal cues here. It's gonna be do about 4 more. And so I really don't want the music to sort of get into the way of my words, just in case Zoom and its volume checks aren't perfectly behaving. Okay, so let's do a plank, which will warm up our upper body. So it's gonna hit our shoulders, and it's gonna hit our abdominals. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay, good. I mean, I've been known to be very loud, but just want to check that you can hear me. So the elbows are underneath the shoulders. We tuck our toes under and we find that nice straight line from the ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. Option to drop to your knees if you like. And we're going to hold this for about 3 more breaths. Inhale. Pressing firmly into those forearms to engage the shoulder girdle muscles. Exhale. Squeezing the abs, drawing the belly button up and in toward the spine. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. I'm going to show you one of my favorite push-up options. So a lot of times we're doing push-ups in a plank position, but the main goal of push-ups isn't necessarily the plank, it's about hitting the chest muscles. So we want our hands nice and wide here. And my butt is over my knees. I'm gonna bend my elbows to about 90 degrees, getting the chest to elbow height. So the target is the chest muscles with assistance from the triceps. And we're not gonna be able to work the chest muscles if we don't get our elbows bent to about 90 degrees. So don't worry so much about what your body position is, waist and below. Focus on picking the position that allows you to bend those elbows, right? And then when that starts to get too easy, you can walk your hands forward, shift your butt forward, and move on to the next level of intensity. And then the final level of intensity is you're on your toes. But no matter which position you pick, you want to make sure you get those elbows bent to 90 degrees. All right, finishing up on this push-up, let's get into our workout. We're going to start with lower body exercise and then go to upper body and keep switching back and forth. All right, we're going to start with the basic squats. And if I am going to do plyometrics, there's always going to be the low impact option. So this is your basic squats. We're going to add a knee lift. Now try not to pull it right in front of you, but try to keep it sort of out to the side. It's kind of opening up those hips, like you're directing it to the corner. Because if this feels pretty good to you, I think that was about 6 squats by now. See if you can add some arms. So that was 8. Let's try to do. So as I squat down, my arms are up. That makes for a little bit more challenge. Option to bend your arms a little bit more. Give me 4 more. Squat as low as you can. Find your challenge. Pull those knees up, work those hip flexors. Okay. We're going to push-ups with a mountain climber component. So let's get our hands wide. Mountain climber is when we're bringing our knees in. You can run it as fast as you can, or you can do it nice and slow. So you can do push-ups on your knees, 2 push-ups, and 4 mountain climbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do 2 push-ups on your toes, and 4 knee pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're doing push-ups on your knees, you're going to come off your knees to the mountain climbers. When you're done with 16 push-ups, or 8 pairs, so you're doing 2 at a time, that's the 4th pair. That means you've done 8 push-ups so far. There's the 5th pair, that's 10. We're trying to do 16 total. I don't know why I can't count the 4 knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to find that nice strong plank position while you pull those knees in. Notice my butt is not moving up and down. My shoulders are staying centered over. That's the 7th. And here's the last pair for 16 push-ups, kind of broken up into pairs of 2s. We're back to here. Set number 2. I like to do 2 sets of everything. It's the first time you see an exercise. You're a little bit unfamiliar with it. Then by the time you do it the second time, you're familiar with it, and you can really go at it. And 2 sets generally gets that fatigue in the muscle groups that we want. Sometimes we just need to do a little bit more to fatigue the muscle. 1 set is not enough. All right, so we want to do 16 squats, all right? So that was 16. Extra squats never kill anyone. All right, also I'm really bad at counting, and sometimes we're all working at different paces anyways, so when I hit 16, you might be on 13 or 14. So definitely listen to your body. It's more important that you reach muscular fatigue than about getting a certain number of reps done correctly. So now we're doing our push-ups again, 2 by 2, with the 4 mountain climbers. At your own pace. 2 push-ups, bending those elbows to about 90 degrees. Lowering the chest to elbow height. Really thinking about the core here, the abdominal muscles, as we do both these exercises. All right, we don't want to forget about it just because we're not doing the push-up anymore. All right, 3 more sets. I mean, not sets, but 3 more pairs. Good, really try to keep that butt at about shoulder height. And last 2, Gosh, I really hit that muscular fatigue. I don't think I can do any more. And that's what we want to feel. We want to feel like our arms are sort of about to fall off. And now our arms get to rest. While we do, more legs. Let's get into that nice wide squat. We're going to do a push off and a leg lift. When you do the leg lift, there's a moment where you're just hanging, sort of balanced. This is not a side kick, like in kickboxing where you pull the knee in and then slam the foot out. We actually want to lift it straight up. And if you look, my foot is parallel to the floor, and now we can really target the outer thighs. So imagine you want to build a shelf with your leg, and just find a moment of stillness. If you need to hold out your arm for balance, hold it out there. Now my standing leg is not all the way straight. That means the muscles stay engaged. We're not going to lock out the knee. All right, we have 8 more of this. There's a little surprise at the end. Surprise always sounds great when you hear it in a fitness class, right? So at the end of this, we're going to test our balance. And don't worry, it's nothing you can do to fail. If we don't practice balance, we do lose our ability to have balance. So we have 2 more here. Whatever you want to do with your arms, find balance, pulse it for 16. 1, 2, foot parallel. See, my toes and kneecaps are facing you. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. How do we do? See? Probably a lot of us thought we were going to fall over, and it turns out we didn't. So amazing, right? Okay. Gotta do the other side. All right. If you have any questions, just write in the chat. I'll come over and check it. No problem. Nice wide squat. Push off. So does it make sense when I say foot parallel? So I don't want your toes pointed up like this. Foot parallel to the floor. So I want your toes and knees facing the front and wide. Oh, I basically lost my balance there, and I just basically fell into my squat. The reason why is because we're targeting our outer thighs. And if you change and turn your toes up, it changes which muscle group is active. Okay, and we're not trying to work on the hip flexors and quads right now, even though your quads are indirectly engaged because your legs are straight. So really try to flex the foot, squeeze this leg so strong and straight. See what just happened there? That's the worst that could happen when you lose your balance. I didn't fall on my face or anything. I put my foot down. No big deal. All right, 2 more, and then we're going to find our balance and pulse it, working the outer thighs for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel the burn in your butt, outer thighs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Time for upper body. Triceps. Chest, triceps. That's the difference in hand positions. You can always do chest if you prefer that over triceps. I'm going to bend my knees. Well, you can do it from here, like this. Elbows hugging tight. Let me angle myself a little bit here. But for variety, I'm just going to have one leg up in a hamstring curl. So my leg is actively pulling toward my butt, like I'm trying to kick my butt. All right, so my hamstrings are engaged. Down for 8. Brace the abs. 7. Elbows tight. 6. 5. Feel free to put extra cushion under your knee if you want. And definitely feel free to keep both knees on the ground. If you're keeping both knees on the ground, you'll do all 16 like that. We're doing 2 more here. And we're switching on 8. So good, hamstring. I'm really locking my body straight from shoulders through that lifted knee. So what this does is it gives a little bit more work to my triceps. It feels different if I was doing it this way compared to if I was lifting my leg here and tilting forward. Last one here. Triceps nice and tired. All right. We're gonna go back to our outer thighs. Slight change though. I'm gonna have you bend into a single leg squat. So if we were here, and have you shift over. I'm gonna have you keep the straight leg straight and lift it at a slightly faster pace, taking out the squats. We're doing a single leg squat though, so it doesn't mean that one leg isn't working in a squat position, right? The knees are bent. Keep that foot parallel. 8, 7, 6. If you don't need to touch down, don't touch down. 5. What helps with balance is always keeping knees bent. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Squats. Shift. Parallel lift for 1, 2, 3. Notice my knees and toes are aligned with each other in a single leg squat. If you really want to work on your balance, you don't have to have the foot touch the ground. Keep the feet parallel to the floor. Last 4, 3, almost lost my balance there, 2, and 1. Back to our triceps. Actually gonna cushion my knees a little bit here. You can do chest push-ups, hands nice and wide, with the single leg lift as well, okay? Triceps just target the upper part, back of the arms a little bit more. I'm gonna lift my other leg first. Good. Remember, it's not just a 90-degree bend. I'm pulling my knee, my heel toward my butt for hamstring activation. Imagine there's a ball, like a miniature ball, maybe like a soccer ball, between your hamstring and your calf, and you don't want it to roll away, so you're constantly squeezing on it. That's what we want. Try to keep that head and neck aligned with your spine as you do this. Last one here, and then we switch legs. Keep curling that heel toward the butt. Keep that knee lifted. Try not to drop the knee here if you can. Keep it up. Require some spine muscle stability. And of course, your abs should be nice and tight. Sort of lost count, so let's do 2 more. Okay. We're gonna do an abdominal exercise to give our wrists a break, and then I wanna do a burpee, which combines pretty much sort of squats and push-ups, but I wanna give our wrists a break. So if you could have a seat on your butt. If you're vertical, life is dandy, feels great. If you start to C-curve your way back, that's where the work is. All right, arms forward, decent amount of work. Arms back, more work. All right, we're gonna go in between all these various angles. So up, down, open, close. Up, down, open, close. If you don't want to come all the way up because you don't need this break or want this break, then don't go all the way up. So watch this. I'm going partly up, down, open. So I'm going from more tension, less tension, but not to no tension. All right, so this is your workouts. You decide how much work your abs want to feel. My lower back is really close to the floor, but it's not actually touching the floor. Draw your belly in and create that nice spine flexion. Shoulders, we don't want them elevated by the ears. We're moving our arms. That doesn't necessarily mean we're elevating our shoulders. All right, let's do a final pulse. That sounds like a fun idea, right? So we're back here. Pulse, 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 pulse. Just swing those, push those arms back. Push the back of the palm back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now, hopefully your wrists are nice and recovered, and we can do our burpee. Breakdown of the burpee is hands on the floor. Walk it back into the plank. Abs are nice and braced. Push up if you want. Walk your feet in and stand up. Okay, the jump back version, have your abs nice and braced. Yep. Jump back, optional push up. See, here's the squats. And usually when you start to stand up like this, you hit the squat. So what I want you to do is once you jump your feet in or walk your feet in, I want you to walk it so it's wide, like this. Then I want you here for a moment before we stand up, okay? Let me do a couple facing you, but go ahead and join me. We're not going super fast. I want you to feel your muscles. So we're going down, back, push up, whether you walk or jump your feet back in. Lift your hands, don't move your butt yet. Now stand up, okay? We can speed that up a little bit more. Hands down, back, push up, in, hands up, stand, drop that butt. Hands down, back. Drop your butt first into the squat, which I didn't do the very first time because I forgot. Part of the trick is, I'm going to do this one without jumping. Walk back, push up. The trick is really getting your feet wide and preparing for that width, okay? Abs braced. Before I jump, I bend my knees a little bit. That helps to propel my hips up. It's really hard to jump if your legs are straight. In order to jump effectively, you got to bend into your knees and explode from there. Same thing when you're in a position. Oops, squat first. When you're here, you got to bend your knees first and then propel yourself up. All right, I don't know how many we've done. We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna do some Curtsy Lunges, which will burn our legs out a little bit more. Yes, we did some squats there, but they're not as intense as like if I made it a squat workout. So I think that's more intense on the upper body. So we're gonna do a Curtsy Lunge here and pulsing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, other side. Pulse. Now, Curtsy Lunge is just a cross behind. Knees and toes are still aligned with each other. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you prefer doing straight back normal lunges, it looks like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, other side, and 8. Now I'm going to make it a little bit more plyometric. I'm going to do kind of a speed skater movement over here. Speed skater. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Speed skater into the 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Speed skater. Whatever you want to do the arms. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time. And hopefully this has burned out your leg muscles, and now we're going back to the burpees. And this time I'm going to count the burpees. And this time I'm also going to say that if you want to do a jump squat, by all means add that in. Here's how it goes. Squats, hands down, plank, push up, squat, and jump. Right back into it. Feet in, squat, jump, land softly, hands down, braced abs, push up. That's 3. Find the number that challenges you. It doesn't have to be 16. Maybe it's going to be 8. Whew. Let's say you want to take out the push-up. Do it. So here, I jump back to my plank, and I jump right back forward here. If you don't want to do the squat jump, you don't have to, because remember we did the whole first set without it. So take out the push-up if you like. All good, all good. All right. I think this is 8. I think I've had enough. Whew. Ugh. How are we doing? You want to do more? Oh, we're like, no, we don't. Okay, well, this is really important sign language to me. It means we are done. Okay, so let's go back. Shake out your legs. We added that squat jump, so I know your leg muscle is a little more fatigued. We're going to go back into our speed skater. 4 pulses on each side. Guess what? 4 is easier than 8. When you're pulsing so low for 8, that's a lot of burn. All right, are you ready? Heading over, down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch, 4. We're gonna do 4 sets. This is the end of the second set. Third set. And you don't have to leap across the mat. You can step. Keep it low impact. And last 4, 3, 2, and 1. I would like to end with a plank. So here it is. Elbows, knees, side plank. Now remember that foot parallel leg lift. You can target those outer thighs again if you like. Hold here, or, sorry, we're gonna do a dip, down, up. So hold here, or you can go down, up with the leg lift. Your choice to keep that top leg on the ground or not. That top leg, if it's lifting, is nice and straight. Strong parallel foot. Stay strong to the shoulder here too. We don't want to sink into the shoulder. 8 more. This is sinking into the shoulder. So keep that top arm helping with the reach up, and that will stay. That will help you remain out of sinking into your shoulder. That was the worst sentence I ever put together. Okay. The more I work out, the less I can speak. All right, so before I do my leg lift, let me just set up the movement, a hip dip. I'm not going all the way to the floor. Staying lifted in that shoulder. No, I'm lifting the leg as I lift my hip. And guess what? Outer thighs on both the bottom leg and the top leg are working, because you're pressing that bottom shin down into the mat. Let's do 8 more. And we're going to do a quick stretch. And feel free to stretch a little bit more. I usually just do about 1 to 2 minutes of stretching, which I agree is not enough. Okay. All right. Ankle, opposite knee, outer thigh glute stretch. Oh, let's hold this for about 20 seconds. Awesome job, everyone. I hope you guys played some music that was really motivating and maybe drowned out my voice, and that made you happy. Switch. I do have a timer over here, so that was exactly 20 seconds, and I didn't have to count it. I can just look at the clock. So the more you move your heel and chest towards each other, the more you kind of scrunch together, the deeper the stretch. So this lessens the stretch, okay? All right, let's stand on up here. Get into our quads. Another balance challenge. Make sure you fill in the hip flexor and the quads here. And switch. Generally, you want to hold your stretches for about 20 seconds. It allows your muscle time to lengthen, get into the stretch. Sometimes if you hold it for too short a time, it really doesn't do much. After I learned that little fact, I was basically like, I don't have time for 20 seconds, so I might as well not bother stretching at all. Which is logical, yes. But you can sneak stretches into your life. freezing cold, like you just walked in out of a snowstorm, where your muscles are cold and tight. If you're pretty warm, you just took a nice hot shower, you got the heat on, you can kind of ease into stretches, like sit in a stretched position, sit in a semi-shower position while you watch movies or something. Lots of ways you can sneak and stretch. Let's get our chest real fast. If this isn't enough of a chest stretch, you can grab behind the back. Keep that chest lifted. Stretch of the abs, lean slightly back, and then lean slightly over. Still kind of leaning back here. Still kind of leaning back, and then just sort of favoring one side. Awesome job. And if you want to continue stretching, please do, like, you know, your triceps and stuff. But just want to be aware of people's time. Our 30 minutes is up. So have a great dinner.